hello there. This is Kathy Crow back here at the Crow Cottage in Springfield, Missouri. Glad to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. And get you down here a little closer to me. Okay, today, this is not the time I would normally be doing this, but I have to be away for a little bit. So next week I won't have time to do this. So I am going to do next week's this week. Filled with sweetness. Oh, aren't we so sweet? We are. We're so sweet. You are going to be so thrilled with this little set. And I'm just very excited to show all about it to you, share it with you. This is all coming in the new catalog, by the way. If you don't have one, then you are not a demonstrator. Only demonstrators are able to pre-order from a new catalog before it actually hits the shelves, which is really nice because there's some so cool things in it that are going to sell out so fast. This one will, not as fast as one other one. There's actually a Winnie the Pooh thing coming. Should I have said that? I don't know, but it's really, really nice. And so for no other reason other than that, you should join Stampin' Up. Join me and you'll be happy to be part of a nice team that shares with you and does a lot of just very encouraging things. Good to be encouraging to others. This is a good time in the world right now. Freedom is like, yes, going out to all sorts of places that are trying desperately to resist it. So thank you, God, for all the good things you give us. Thank you for giving me the chance to share with you. But the reason we do this is to not just make people feel good or feel good about themselves, but just to be good to them because they deserve it, okay? They are created too, just like you. All right. I'm going to show a bunch of old things. I did a lot with this set because it was so fun. And I think you're going to really enjoy looking at what I've done. And then we're going to do something a little different with it. And it's just going to be super fun. In fact, we might even do something Christmassy today. All right. And not July, of course, but I still kind of like to do Christmassy things. And I'm going to have to get all of my extra. I tried to fix my light situation because it's like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. My lights just, it's very dark in here today because it's rainy outside, like super rainy out there. It's nice because we have desperately needed the rain. So let me get my hairy arm out of the way and try to lift you up. That's what we do. We try to lift other people up. Up. And we'll get our lights going. And now you can see that is my website. If you want to join me, just click on the link. It should take you to my Stampin' Up page. I have not had that link to share. I've never really done it because, you know, they changed how things were going as far as links and all, and I just didn't want to mess with it. But actually, it was super easy to stick on. So if you are a demonstrator and you haven't shared your link, it automatically goes to your video when you start it. So it's like not all hard. Well, hey, Mary. I almost called you Mary Crow. Yes, Christmas all the time. It is nice to see you, Mary. I always love seeing your face. Love seeing your kids because I just see you so much in them. And it is a delight for me because then I kind of get to live the best parts of my life all over again. It's really wonderful. And thank you for being such a good mom, and thank you to your husband for being such a great dad. It's not easy. All right, even though those are the easiest kids in the world because they're only perfect, right? All right, so now we are moving on. Let me just show you my cards really quick because this is a real old one, you guys, super old. But I think the cupcake's gonna fit really cute in here, and then I can do a couple of cards possibly today. So here's this one. This is, let me remove what we have done. Coffee Cafe. Oh, you are a goodie. I love this set. I have loved that Stampin' Up has not been putting out as many cute stamp sets that I like. Because I got like tons of flowers and all. And it's like, I know when you're first starting out, those things are great. I got so many of them. And I don't need that. But then they come up with these ones that I can put with all of my old things. And I am so enjoying my old stamps again. Because this is one of my favorites. All-time favorites. So I took the little coffee bean And I filled my sweet little jar with a coffee bean. Now, when you get this filled with sweetness set, you're going to see that the dies cut out many things. And I thought the little cloth covering for the lid was super cute with a bow. I didn't want to not do it. But then I really liked, now this is kind of funky because I was playing with it, you see. But it has this nice stamped lid that screws on and a screwed on one. And it's like, I don't want to leave any of those off. So I sort of did like all of them just so I could show you what it has. I wouldn't do that to send actually, but this one's, what we're going to do today is a little pocket on the inside. So I've got that all set up and ready to go. It's very easy, especially if you have pocket thoughts. You know, I mean, that's just the way it is. Okay, so there's that one. That's what I used here was the coffee beans, although the sentiment is actually from a different coffee set. And then because I like chocolate so much, I had to get out our, oh, I didn't use this. I do think the fortune cookie would be really fun in here though. Really fun. So, but I didn't use it. I got it out because I was toying with the idea of using that today. But I did it. And this one I did use, and this one. But this is the one I'm using right now. Okay, so the chocolates. Oh, yum, 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 yum. You can't do better than that. So super easy to use because these are photopolymer stamp sets. I kind of realized as I was doing that that's the super easiest way to fill your jar. So I'm kind of sticking with that. That's one reason I'm not using that the fortune cookies today. But anyhow, so chocolates in there. Nice, easy to do. But I also did that one. I still did the same lid thing because I was trying to figure it out. What would be best? Okay, and then this one also is one of my favorites, the cookies, the chocolate chip cookies. This is probably one of my most favorite desserts of all, and my stomach will show that. People who like cookies, I mean, we're really super cursed because it has everything bad in it. It has sugar, has fat, lots of fat, has wheat. I mean, really good cookies. It can have butter for the fat, though. That's awesome. More sugar on top. Chocolate chips is just like more sugar and fat. It's like laden with sugar and fat. It's delicious. So I like them browned. And I'm not doing the cookies, even though this was a very easy one to do, stacked like this in the jar, just because I like the cookie edges to be very dark, and to color it like that was somewhat time consuming. So I ended up, this is the last one I probably did of this style of card. And I ended up just stamping the screwed on lid and then doing the cloth as a single rather than trying to get, oh no, I did do it. I just got tucked in. I did it with all of them because I probably did it in advance. All right, so that's that set. And it has so many sentiments you could use too. Very fun. I think the next one, here's a Christmassy one. And that one is from Sweetest Thing. This was a really cute set, wasn't it? So the little suckers, they're pretty easy to stamp in there. Pretty easy. It's a little bit awkward trying to figure out how is the suckers gonna lay in there well enough, but anyway, and I actually even stamped the inside of that one. These candies would have been nice, but they're too small for this jar, way too small. And then the last one I did, I don't use this set much. This is an old one that I actually did get for the pretzel. The pretzel and the Coke. Well, the pie is pretty good too. And the words, I already had ice cream going, and this jelly roll thing, yum, yum, but I never eat those because I'm always buying whatever else is the option. So they're delicious, but if I could only eat more sugar, that'd be sweet. But the pretzels are pretty good, and they were not hard to stamp at all in here, really, because of the way they are anyway. So that was an easy one to do. But today, what we're going to be doing is, first of all, let me get these things put away because we're not using that. So I think what we're going to start with is the cupcake. and then I'll end on the ones that maybe I'll get to. And I'm pretty sure I will. This is not hard to do at all, but you are gonna probably wanna mask your stamp so that you can, because a cupcake is only gonna be able to sit in here like this. I think we're gonna do one, well, we'll do one in the middle, one, maybe two, and maybe three, and maybe a fourth behind, okay? Because it's not a huge space that would be in this jar. Pretty good. These are like going to be like mini donuts would be good too. I just thought cupcakes would be easier for me to do. So the first thing you'll want to do is you'll want to get your mask for your cupcake ready. And I've got that one already cut out, but I'm going to use a sticky note, and I'm going to just stamp this on here. Okay, because this is how you want to set up your, anytime you're layering stamps in it. Now you can, here's another tip. You can you can do this on a window sheet. We sell window sheets that are stiffer than this, but are clear plastic like that. And if you use Tuxedo, you can't use the Memento on it. You can use StazOn, but StazOn ink is one that has to be cleaned off. Okay, this has a special cleaner that is sold with it, and I know I bought it, but I can't find it. Okay, so StazOn has to be cleaned off with a special cleaner. It will eat through your stamps if you don't clean it off immediately, and so I don't ever use it. I never use this. So I'm so glad that I have we have a new hybrid. This is going to be available in the new catalog. It's called a hybrid Stampin' Pad, basic black. You know, it actually is not hard to open, not as hard as our color inks at all. You kind of have to get used to just opening it like a book, and then it opens right up. But the problem is this one also is going to have to be cleaned off with the Stampin' Mist. Okay, so I haven't even used it yet. I've got it ready to use, but I haven't used it because Memento, good old Memento, you can just get cleaned off with water. But Stampin' Up! Is going to discontinue this eventually because they can't get it. It's like, you know, one of those things where supply doesn't match demand. And so here's the sticky part. I'm going to put that on the bottom here. And then I might actually just, we'll just use it like that, okay? And then actually, can I leave this on here? Because I'm probably going to just be stamping with it continuously. So yes, I can. All right, so now what we're going to do is need to make this little mask. So we'll just cut this out. And you don't have to be super exact, but you want to be pretty close to what it is, you know, because you don't want your other lines to go in, especially wherever those lines are going to be crossing into this image. You want to have a little bit of room there. So I'm going to go like that. And there's my little mask. So I've actually got 2 masks ready to go now. That's good. And one would be fine too, because you can just keep reusing that one. And I actually saved those in my stamp cases, so I don't have to ever do it again. I'm going to get my Whisper White. Is this basic white? This is basic white. All right, so the jar is going to stamp on here like this. Let me show you all the dies that come with this. This is why this set is so wonderful. Here's your stamps. Has fruit. I already know everybody's going to know how to layer their fruit in their jar. There's tons of Pinterest pictures out there like that are wonderful. And so I have so much fruit. I've got a bunch of fruit. Not quite as big as these blueberries, but I do have the same size of strawberries. So I didn't buy this set for the fruit. But if you are a jam giver, this is a set you've got to have. It is so cute. It's got "You're the Sweetest" on there. Thank you. I love you very much. Oh, how cute is that? Homemade for you. Oh, I love this. Mary, you probably really like this too, but I bet you guys don't make jam. I hope not, because I'm telling you, jam takes like a lot of work. Like seriously a lot of work. So this jar is a card. That's why I didn't do it the way I should have. I kind of did it that way on purpose to show you you can do the card as a top opener too. If you stamped it a little bit differently. So what I did is I used the card the way it is, and it opens from the side. And then my lid is going to actually kind of keep that closed. But there's other ways of doing this. And so I think instead of doing it this way today, I might do the Christmas one like this. But I think we'll do a standard one like this. And we're going to slide down a nice little, maybe, I don't know. I always change my mind as things are going along. But anyhow, aside from that, there's a little spoon handle. Oh, you are so cute. And it has such detail on it. That would look really good in there, wouldn't it? Here it goes like this. I like that. It has the berries. It has a paper bow. I like that because that's going to fit in your envelope really good. It has the little cut lines for your jar, which is pretty cool because you could actually slide things in there. It has nice labels, like 1, 2, 3, nice 4. And I really like this one. It has the embossed thing with it. It has this wonderful little cloth covering, a heart, a couple of flowers. Anyway, this is just a great set. So what we're going to do first is we're going to stamp the cupcakes, because I kind of have this on the side to kind of gauge what the width is. And then because I'm not doing anything clear, and so I don't want to do any plastic thing. That's not going to work for me. Oh, there's also this stamped little flourish. I didn't notice that, and that little heart. Very cute. All right. So on the base of your so of course it's going to be in the front. So I'm going to have to stamp it on this side. And then I need to kind of gauge how far back do I want this. So my front cupcake, I'm going to stamp like right around there. I can get, how many of these can I get in here? There's 1, 2. And if I put him back a little bit, I can go like 1. I don't know if I need that many. Maybe we'll just do 3 in here. I think we will. I think it'll be overload if I try to put more than 3. So that's actually going to make things much easier. So you start with what's in front and you build towards the back if you're doing it like I'm doing. So this Pocket Thoughts has this little cupcake already with the frosting. I'm going to use our new, to stamp that cupcake, our new stamp cases are wonderful. They're magnetic. Okay, easy open, like super easy. I don't have to fuss with them because our old stamp cases, I've gotten used to them, but they're really hard when your hands get arthritic, like super hard. And, oh, thank you so much, Christy. That's very kind of you. I'm glad you have it, but haven't played with it yet. Oh, you've got to get in there. You're going to love it. Strawberry slush. My computer doesn't show me apparently, so now, Christy, that you have commented, this explains things to me. I've often wondered why I can't see comments, and now I know. It's because no one's allowed, apparently, to comment except for a close family friend. So I'm glad I kind of peeked up on the camera that's going, because otherwise I never see them. So now that I know that, the only reason I have Facebook going on my computer over here to see anything is purely to see if I'm in the frame. Because I thought it gave me comments, but apparently it doesn't. Back to business. So the old sets, you had to have your hands out like this, which is fine when your hands are not problematic. You can see I'm getting arthritis. It doesn't hurt me yet, but it will eventually. And and then you have to tug kind of hard. You have to slide it in, which is not easy. Just even grasping this to pull it back out is not always, and then you have to make sure it's shut really good. It's like, oh man, I love that they stay sealed and don't, you know, dry out fast. I love that, but man, I am so happy with the new cases. It just opens. And then that magnet, there's a magnet frame around it. It just snaps closed. I love it. So I'm gonna do Barely Blush for the filler, for the frosting, and I'm gonna do Crisp Cantaloupe for the actual outline part of this stamp. So just so that you can see these stamps, they're wonderful. I mean, these stamp pads. And anyway, I'm really excited about that. And it's back to my favorite linen pad, no more foam. Now we only have the new ones though in, because you notice that this didn't open that way. I don't know why they didn't, but whatever. It'll get there eventually. Eventually all of the pads will be switched over to this, but for now just the 5 new in colors are in the new pad. All right, so let's go ahead and stamp this. I need to just kind of see where my first one's gonna be. So we'll put the first one right here, and since I haven't used it yet, I'm gonna be pretty liberal to make sure it's, oops, we'll move over here. I gotta be a little careful. Let me grab my, I haven't used this set enough to be real familiar with placement, so let's make sure I'm not making it too wide. All right, so like right, I want it to actually be in the jar for one thing, not out of the jar. So there's that one. Oh, I did it on the side, foolish me. Because I kind of, well, that's all right. This one's gonna be on the side then too. Because this one I need is in the front, and this one I need to be like right in the front. Okay, so we're gonna put that one down here. And then in the back, we just are gonna mask this one. Okay, let me make sure my mask is in the perfect position over on this side, which is where it needs to be. And then we can put this on here. And so I need this to be like, we'll do it like right there. And I'm gonna remove this so I can push this down really good. And I'm even, might have to stamp that one again. We'll see. I'm gonna look at it and see. That's not too bad. If I need to take a marker and fill in any lines because I don't have a foam pad under here, these photopolymer ones actually do better if you take a little foam pad and put underneath your project. All right, so that's that. And then I'm gonna use that Crisp Cantaloupe for the fill color of the little cupcake. It just does the frosting. It does not do the oh, what do you call it? The paper and cake part. It just does the frosting. But anyway, I love the new in colors too. And I've actually enjoyed, I think there's only been 1 year in the last, I don't know, 5 years or so that I wasn't thrilled with some of the colors, but okay, we're gonna cover this again, and I'm gonna get that one in the back done first with what Barely Blush is this color. Okay, fill that in. Now see how much nicer that works? It really does with the just to make sure. I'm really over stamping that, and I love linen because you can shove your stamp right on it pretty good and not worry about it going into all of the grooves. That was the one problem about having the foam pads. So now that I've got this old linen style back again, I'm gonna be doing all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna be over stamping that wasn't filled enough. That's why you saw me do that. I'm gonna be squishing it into the foam pads, and I'm gonna be understamping onto the, it will be really nice when they're all the same, don't you think? All right, so now we're ready for the actual, you know, jar. And you need a really big one for a big block. This block's not gonna be big enough, okay? I could use our Stamparatus thing. It's actually pretty neat. Let's get it out, okay? I should use it more. And I don't know why I don't, because it's actually really easy to use and all of that. And did I, oh, it's probably because I put it away in the cabinet behind me, and that would explain it. But I wanted to make sure it was in a nice case so that I didn't lose the tiny little plate that slides around on the top, because that tiny little plate's sort of important. All right, this little plate, I really like this little plate. It's fun, but if I didn't have it in a case, I'm afraid it would get damaged. And I like having that paper in there too. Well, what do you know? This is the set that I used last time with it. So it's even still in place where the actual jar is gonna go. So we're gonna go ahead and just sit the paper on here. Okay. I'm gonna reposition this. It's gonna go somewhere else because I actually, I think I will put this here. I think that will help. Make sure that pressure is perfect underneath. Okay, so this is gonna be in the new catalog. It was part of a join offer. The problem with having my foam is that this is not going to secure my magnet to the magnetic base, is it? So I better not use it. Yeah, I have issues with magnets anyway, so sometimes I prefer to just tape it on. All right, so then we're gonna put this right there like that, and then my stamp is gonna go right in there. The thing about this platform is that then you don't have to have a bunch of stamp blocks. You've got one thing that will work for everything. All right, so you can position your jar right in there, however you want it. Okay, I do want the cupcakes to be completely in it. It looks like I'm gonna be right on the edge on one of these. That's okay. Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. I think that's straight. These photopolymer ones, sometimes the skinnier lines can get a little wonky. The paper here is on little posts, so it's not going to shift. Once I get this on here, it is not going to shift around, so I can go ahead and push it down. It is going to shift now because my stamp is kind of grabbing on. I do have other magnets. I have to get them out because I kind of am going to have to reposition that again. Completely, in fact. So I am going to grab, I do have other magnets. Are they flat enough? I know my other Stamparatus has magnets on it. Let's grab those. Where did I put you? I have you here because I knew I would want your magnets. They're really super strong. Okay, so we'll try that again. Right there and there and there. Nice straight sides. Okay, let's try that again. And this time I can kind of grab my paper there. You know, before I actually ink it down, I will eyeball it and make sure it's working out. All right, so then I'm gonna ink up my stamp and do this. I want to make sure it's really good because I'd rather not have to double stamp it, but I can. And let's see if it's going to be where I want it. It looks pretty good. In fact, it's perfect. So we'll go ahead and stamp that and look at it and see if I need to do it again. Okay, the reason I like this Stamparatus better than our old one is because there's no issue with a hinge. This actually stamps flat down and then straight up because there's these little hinges right here. So it's real handy. Okay, I kind of don't like my placement of my cupcake in this jar. I think over a little bit would have been nicer, but I am going to live with it. And when I do my pen, I might fill in a little bit here and there, because it just looks a little false on that side. I'm not sure why, but it does. All right, I'm gonna leave my jar on here because I'm gonna be needing it again anyway. So we'll just tuck this all down below and we will move on. Oh, brother, I knew that was gonna happen. Why did I do that? Magnets attract. All right, so that's ready to be cut out. For the back of my card, you could stamp another one if you wanted to, but if you do that, I would recommend cutting it out first and doing it, okay? So it all lines up nice. I'm not gonna worry about having these lines on the back of my card. I'm gonna call this good. All right, now I do need this side though for my card because it is gonna open up, right? So before we go any further, let's do one more so I can get another Christmas one out too. And I'm going to cut another piece of white cardstock in half. And we'll be ready to do our Christmas one. And I've done Christmas in July before. I don't think I've done Christmas in April before, but if you're going to do cards, man, you might as well just get a head start on it, right? So we're going to go ahead and get this half sheet cut and then stamp another image on here. And this is what I'm going to use for the jar for Christmas. This jar thing is just so versatile. You can put all kinds of things in it. So I do really think this is an old one, God's Peace. This is going to look so good in there, don't you think? So we're going to tuck this in right here. It just fits in perfect. Oh, that is going to be so nice. I love this. And I think I can just stamp a block on there. Oops, this has to go this way. Yeah. That's going to be so cute. I really like this sentiment. May God, you feel the glow of God's peace this Christmas. I loved that. This was a Christmas set I haven't ever used as much as I would have liked to, because it's really pretty. It says what I want to say at Christmas time. So this is going to go right there. Because it's a cling, this is our old style cling. You just press really good and you know you're going to get a really good coverage. You know, there was, I'm sure, many labored discussions at Stampin' Up! Over this photopolymer versus cling, because us old timers love the cling stamps because it does give such a nice crisp image. It doesn't have the sides waffling like the sides of my jar, but this stickiness wears off over time, so then you have to re-sticky it, and that's not always easy. And you can't see, the biggest problem is you cannot see through that. So you're really limited in what you can do. And so anyway, that's, I am personally, I'm really glad they just went to the old, let's just do photopolymer, because everybody pretty much prefers it anyway. And where did I put, oh, there it is. All right, so now we'll do our jar again with this, and we'll be ready for a second card in a moment. All right, put you like right there. I got black ink there, but oh well, we're gonna live with it. And I can see where I shadowed my ink a bit there. I'm not sure how that happened. Probably when I was pushing, I moved it a bit when I shouldn't have. All right. Let's see here. Is that going to be where I want it? Not really. I better shift everything because I don't really want to mess with my image. So I'm going to just shift it all over. We'll see if this is going to go where I want it. No. Shifting way too much. Shift up. Now that has a grid, and if I had the smarts to think better about it, I could have probably, let's go like this. I could have just seen exactly by the grid where I needed this. I think that will work right there. Looks pretty even at the top. I think I'll even it up just a bit more like that. All right, let's see how that works. Oh good, I think that's gonna be outside of my card anyway, where I smudged ink on it. All right. It is raining a ton today. I'm so happy about that. We've really needed the rain. In fact, I knew we really needed it when I heard other people other than me talking about it. We're fairly new here, you know. So, what do I know? But I thought it was awfully dry. Okay. Oh, that's cute. Now that one turned out really good. This is going to be so nice. All right. So now we're all done with this little tool, because I'll just use my blocks for the rest, and I can put away my magnets, put away my jar. When I peeled it off, I actually just peeled it, but you need to be careful when you're peeling. Make sure you're peeling these little ribs very gently off those platforms if you're using a platform, because they can tear. You definitely don't want to tear this stamp set. It's pretty nice. Okay, so that's that. Let me put all this away. Does this have storage like our old ones? I don't think so. I think they just stick on there. But that and that. And then that, my other little plate. Now this little plate goes on it. Also has the springs, and it just makes you able to stamp more things without moving everything around. It's pretty handy. I've not used that little one yet. Just haven't really needed to. I'm so used to using the Stamparatus that has a big, you know, the big platform. All right, now we'll use this for the other little bits. The rim. Actually, do I need that? No, I don't, because the rim, I'm going to just stick with the jar's lid that already stamped. Okay, so I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use the cloth die for the cover. So I don't need this. This is just another lid that you know, makes it look like a plastic one instead of the metal that's going to show you that. I'm not using that. I think I'm done with these stamps. We'll just get to the dies, and then we'll do tags and all that afterwards. All right. And my little cupcakes, I think I'm done with you. We'll put you away. block. All right, so I'm gonna tuck these cupcakes in here. I'm gonna wanna save that. All right, and now let's get out the my embossing cutting machine here, and we're gonna cut out the card. And then we'll color it afterwards. Okay, it's a pretty big piece, but it does fit. And then, as you can see, once I get this die on here, it's smaller than the actual platform, but you want to make sure everything's lined up good. All right, now the main thing is I want to make sure this line, I can see the rib. I want to make sure I can see the rib on the side where the fold is. Okay, and it doesn't matter if there's more at the top than the bottom so much as it does that you've got everything covered over here still, and it's pretty straight where this rib is. Okay, that looks good. All right, so that one went through. Let's take a look at it. The die does do a score line, so it folds real easy, right where it's supposed to. So your card's gonna look really, really good. Isn't that cute? All right, let's grab the other one. We'll do the other one as well. You can see you could probably get a whole bunch of these done without too much difficulty if you have an assembly line going. Have somebody on the stamping part, have somebody on the rolling part, and you could get a bunch of these cards done in no time at all. And what a cute Christmas card this would be to get. It's what I'm doing with it today. Oops, it's upside down. I'm doing a gift card with it. That's what this is going to be. And make sure my rib is aligned right. Let me get my light over here better so I can see it. With my head in the way, it's harder to see. Get it all perfectly aligned. My magnet's acting up a bit. Here, this is a big one's a little bit thin, so I need to make sure I'm gonna turn this plate over, in fact. Because of the way this pressure hits it, your plastic cutting plates, they do warps over time pretty quickly, actually. And if you turn this bottom plate over regularly, then it is going to keep pretty even pressure on it, and that one won't warp so much. The top one is going over dies as well, and there is nothing you can do to prevent that top one from a warping. You can turn it all you want, like I'll turn it this way this time, but it doesn't matter whether I do that or not. It is still over time not going to straighten out. It is just going to keep doing it. All these little score lines, cut lines you see, this does not damage the plate at all, so don't ever worry about that you're causing any damage. All right, I love that it's already scored right where I need it to be. And then I know it's going to be nice and even. Perfect. This is so cute. All right. All right, so we've got these two all cut out. That's colored already, but I want some things done with my little cupcakes. So I'm going to take, I think, Flirty Flamingo. That's kind of a pinkish color. I don't know. I might get something. Here, let's try light Flirty Flamingo first, and let's see how that's going to look. Pretty good. I think I'm going to use that for my little cupcake liners. Now it doesn't matter what ink you're using. These light pens, especially yellow and green, the really light ones, pink, orange, anything that's super light, it has a tendency to smear any black ink you got going. Since I want my jar to look like it's on top of these cupcakes, I don't want to smear that line at all. So sometimes I'm really careful not to actually color right on that line. I'll go right beside it, just to be on the safe side, to make sure that it isn't smearing things all over the place. These blending pens are wonderful because they do actually blend. If I wanted to get more dimension in here, I could use my dark one. Okay, and we'll put a little bit of shading on the bottom. Just a little, I don't need a lot. Wherever there would be shading, okay, on the side. Well, this is a round piece, so it'd kind of be on both sides there, huh? And then I'm going to use the bullet tip to blend that in. And then you're just getting a little bit of shading on the bottom of your little cupcake. Still shows those lines nice and crisp. You don't want to color out your, if I use something slightly darker than that cantaloupe, it probably would have been even a tiny bit better, but still pretty good. Now, if you want that your frosting to be even better, you can just add a little bit in here. Just don't overdo it. Okay, don't overdo it. All right, I think that's good. The only thing I did want to kind of fix, I'm going to grab, what did I use? I used Crisp Cantaloupe, right? Isn't that what that was? Or was that, oh no, that was the blush one. I actually have the new pens. Oh boy, where are you? I have written on the names because I didn't want to take the time. I didn't have time to do. So here it is. That's Barely Blush. I haven't even used these yet. There's the dark one. That's Crisp Cantaloupe though. The frosting's actually Barely Blush. Let's use the light Barely Blush. Okay, we're gonna see if we can get that Flirty Flamingo just to blend a tiny bit like right there. It is. It's working great. Okay. If you want to lighten up your paper at all to kind of give it a highlight, you can do that. Yeah, that worked out good. Let's try the Crisp Cantaloupe. Where are you? Crisp Cantaloupe. Normally I would use a marker, but we're not doing markers anymore, so I'm stuck with the blending pen. Now it doesn't have as fine a tip on its bullet tip as our markers did, but I think we can do a pretty good little swirl there at the top just to kind of give it that, yes indeed, I'm behind that line, not on top of it. And if there are any other ones you want to get, just apply very light pressure and you can do it. Okay, I'm going to go like this and like this on the bottom just to get a little bit better base to them. All right, now you want your jar to look like it's a jar. So we're rather than, you know, one-dimensional thing. So I'm going to use Pool Party. Any kind of very, very light blue would work. Oh, I think I want to do my lid. We're going to use, let me get my cardstock out so we can see what the colors look like. I haven't used Crisp Cantaloupe yet. In fact, I bet you I don't even have a sheet there. Let me grab it out of the cabinet. I'm going to have to make some supplies. So there's our, oh, it's pretty. I love Crisp Cantaloupe. Oh, you're pretty. So we're going to do that. So let me grab that color back out again. And I'm going to color this little metal lid. We'll use the dark one first for around these lines. Okay, and a little bit on the lid. sides. And then use your light colored one with the brush tip. I'm using it mostly on the side. Don't apply a lot of pressure. You'll ruin these pens. The nibs on the brush tip end can wear out pretty fast sometimes. It depends. Some are better than others. It's just the way it goes. If you get a really bad one and it wears out fast, just ask Stampin' Up! To replace it. And that's why another reason you want to do Stampin' Up! Is you can actually get things replaced there when things don't work out like they're supposed to. While we're here, let's check this out. I need red poinsettia. Although I could do, you know, they have some really pretty poinsettias that are not red. But when it's Christmas time, I'm like, nah, I want traditional. I don't want any, I do like pink and all of that, but not, I don't know, not for a poinsettia. I like it in the house with pink and salmon or white. But on a card, for some reason, I just never am all that drawn to a poinsettia that's not red. So we're going with red. This is dark. We're gonna just get that nice and dark. The ribbon, we'll go with red as well. Wherever there's a twist, it's gonna be dark on the inside of that twist and lighter on the rest. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then use your light pen to just blend that all in. This one's pretty close to dark. Not that much different. If you find one that isn't quite, you know, light enough for you, then you can use that color lifter to just go over where it should have a lighter spot. Or just remember, this is a homemade item and it's not supposed to be absolutely perfect. It's okay. My husband said to me the other day when I was down here working and he was upstairs, probably getting his lunch or dinner, pork chop sighting. And I was like, what? He's back? Yay! And so I ran upstairs and there he was. We have neighbors who live right behind us who have a wonderful little garden shed that they're not thrilled. It has a perfect little opening that has a kind of eroded away, I suppose, over time under their little foundation to provide a wonderful little home for woodchucks. Probably other things at times too. But pork chop is like the name of all of them, and there have been, Josh said there have been many, many generations of pork chop, but they just call them all pork chop. And I was like, yes, pork chop is back. I'm so thrilled. Okay, this is like super old pink pirouette, but it's almost like a lighter color of red, like super light. If you just want to, you know, lighten a spot up and you don't have the color lifter, but you've got another light colored pen. Just if you do use it like that at all, just make sure you clean that off or you'll ruin your nice pen. Okay, let me put this away. I guess I should have gotten the lid done too, because I am going to want the lid to be red. I'm not going to use real red on the dark one. I'm going to use, what's that cranberry one? There's a cranberry one, right? No, it's cherry cobbler. That's what it's called. Dark cherry cobbler. That one has a really dark tint to it, so you've got to be a little cautious with it. But if you're doing red and you want something really dark, it works great. Just one, either the light or the dark, either one will work. And then we'll use our dark real red on the bullet tip and blend that in. First of all, we'll blend those lines in. And then once they're blended in, I can use the brush tip to fill in the rest. Okay, that's pretty good. The brush tip just does the color a bit lighter than the bullet when you're scrubbing. It sounds like I'm scrubbing. I'm not, but it does sound kind of like you are. If you go over it more, it's going to, depends on the ink. If your ink is a lighter color, like this one is dark, so it's not the light. If I wanted it to be lighter, I would use the light in the same way. If it's the dark one, it should on those edges make it a tiny bit darker, but it does just depend on the ink. It kind of washes one out. And so if you want it washed out a little bit, great, that's what you're doing. But if you don't, then you might want to rethink what ink you're using. So I'm going to get out our lemon lolly for the light lemon lolly. Look at you. Now see, so this is what I'm talking about. This nib is shot and I've not used it hardly at all. Now I don't really care because I'm just doing this. But if I cared, I'd be so calling Stampin' Up! and demanding a replacement. But I really don't care. It would be fine because I almost always only use that bullet tip anyway. I do want that dark yellow to look a little more yellow. It's not quite in the actual flame part. So where are you, Daffodil Delight? Because that's what I need. We actually we also have this new one is called Light Golden Glow. Now it's a bit golden, but it actually will add some golden glow to that. So I'm going to use it. It worked pretty good, in fact. That was the light golden glow. Isn't it pretty? There is a wonderful green. Oh, I am so happy about the green and the purplish blue. There is hydrangea hue. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm not even going to show it to you. I'm so sorry. I'm not going to. I'll save it to another day. Oh, I need that yellow out. I forgot. Let's grab the dark golden glow. I'm going to put that in the center there. But the green, what are you called? I need Pool Party, so we'll grab that out for the jar. And our new green is called what? Oh, handwritten. Look for handwritten. That's not it. Is it? No, that's something else. Well, where are you? Because I know you are in here. There you are. Peaceful Pine. That's what it is. Peaceful Pine. So pretty. I'm going to just use the dark one because those are so skinny. It's pretty dark. Maybe I want the lighter one. Yeah, I do. It's pretty dark. It's kind of, it reminds me of Soft Succulent, though. I was so sorry to lose Soft Succulent. That was one of my favorites. So I'm very glad to get this one back again. Kind of like getting Soft Succulent back again. It's a little darker, but if you have any Soft Succulent pens, you're going to be so happy to be able to use them again with this Peaceful Pine. Pretty, pretty, pretty. We need, those candles, I need those to be colored, but I don't want them to compete with my red and green. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab, let's find a very light green, but it has to be a blue green. So actually Soft Seafoam maybe. No, Mint Macaron, that one might be better, but we're going to try Soft Seafoam. This is the bullet tip one. Yeah, that will work. That'll give us a bit of a green, but so light in color that it's not going to hardly show at all. Very good. Now, if you had a jar with candles in it, do not leave that lid like that. That would get hot and it would snuff it out anyway. All right, so now what we're gonna do to make this look like a jar is I'm gonna take my black marker first of all, if I can find it. Basic black. They don't sell markers anymore, but a Sharpie would work. But it's got to be a super fine point because I want this on the back side, this shape. Okay, so we're gonna take our jar like this, and put the corners on here. I'm gonna just kind of dot in where the back of this jar would be. Just a little bit, okay? Nothing too fancy, nothing, you know, nothing exciting. But that's gonna, I need, this one's gonna be up here because I need this to show in the back where my cupcakes are actually on too. This one's a fatter jar. Okay, that one was a skinny jar, this one's fatter. So that all the cupcakes can fit in. And I'm gonna put a mark in the back there, one right there, right there. Okay, so now my jar actually has a base that looks possible that those cupcakes could be in it. These lines theoretically would be on the back side, so don't overthink it. If you start putting in lines that would be, you know, it's just gonna start messing it up, so don't do it. Just live with it. And I'm gonna take, I think we'll do light pool party, and we're gonna just kind of go along where those are. And in here on the base, just to show you that, yeah, we've got some glass here. This is actually glass. Around here. Okay, on all the lines. You can go in front of your cupcakes because, again, these lines, they're okay, it's kind of supposed to be. Okay, if you want to put it on the base, it's going to be fine too, because, you know, glass jars, they usually have a much thicker coloring in the base. All right, just do what you can. See how you like it. I prefer it this way, but you could probably just leave it alone and it still looks pretty good. This one doesn't have as much stuff in it, so I'm not gonna mess around with it too much. I do like the Christmas one. I think that's gonna look good. But anything jar is always good, but this jar is so big that you can actually do things with it. I mean, I have never had so much fun with the jars because they're usually so small. You remember the cloaks we had that, is that how you say it? It's not cloche, I don't think. I'm no expert with language, so... At any rate, it was so small that I was somewhat limited in what I could do with it. Clean off your brush if you go over other colors, just to make sure you're not smearing your nice, lovely pool party with red. You don't want red in there. And that is that. And now we can continue on. Pool party goes with blues, and it also goes with greens. So I never remember exactly which container I've got it in. I've got all of my pens stored in a Tupperware container. I don't know, and there's many methods of storage, but these keep my pens, and all the other ones are in a shorter version of it, and it's the right size. And then all my pens stay nice and sealed up, which is important when you're you know, doing stuff. All right, so that's that. Now, let's grab, we're going to do some die cutting. I'm done with the pocket thoughts, although I might be using sentiments, but I'm not sure about that. We will think about it. What I need right now is the actual set. Where are you? There you are. So what I want is to cut this in half, because I don't need a whole piece of this. I'm going to need a little bit more white. I don't want to lose my big nice die. I'm so glad it fits in the case. It's always a little distressing when they don't. Because, you know, it's hard to make do when they are easily lost. I'm trying to put some things away so I don't knock everything down and make a big mess. Okay. So cut your cardstock in half. This is our crisp cantaloupe. I'm actually going to take a sheet. I kind of bent that one up, so I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to cut it in half again, the other direction on the long side at 4 1/4. This was 5 1/2. That was 4 1/4 across. Now I have one sheet left that's going to be ready to use as the back of a card if I ever need it, which I will eventually. And then I'm going to do, we're going to use, I think I have a red, got Poppy Parade. Let's see if Poppy Parade will work. I already have one of these all punched out. Yes, it does. Look at you. You know, it's not going to work because I want real red. And I do really like having it fold, so I'm going to do another one like that. Let me do the pocket first before we get any further, because that's actually something special that you won't get from anyone else. Because unless they drag out this old set called Pocket Thoughts, or they just have kept the dies, they're not going to have all these wonderful little pockets. So Pocket Thoughts had 3 pockets, and this middle one is perfect for a gift card. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 2 of these out from white cardstock. Okay, let me grab sheet of white cardstock here and cut this out at 5 1/2. And then on the side, I'm not even going to bother showing it to you. I am going to cut out my little pocket. And I'm going to do 2 of those. Okay. There is one. And there is the second one. And then Pocket Thoughts, I need to put this back in here. I don't want that lost. And that, and that, and that, and that. And we'll save that because I'm going to probably need some white still. So the little pocket just makes a nice little pocket. That's perfect, 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 perfect. Right there. And then that can fit in here for a little gift card. You could put it on either side. You could put it this way, but it'd be snug. You might want to trim it and make it shorter if you were going to do it in that direction. I like it this way because with your little cloth coming down, it's going to seal that in pretty good when it's shut. Okay, and if you've colored like I have, you could make another piece to cover up all of that. You could use some kind of, designer series paper and cut it out with a die and glue it on there to cover that up. But really, with my little pocket, that is going to just cover up all of the inside of my coloring really well. I usually layer my cards so that the base card inside doesn't see any of that. But in this case, obviously I'm not doing that. All right, so now that we've got the pocket done, now we can cut out, I need real red, just a scrap of real red for the little cloth on the top. So if you have not got a demonstrator, check out how you can get the catalog from me. There's the new catalog coming. You don't want to miss it. There's real red. And if you are a regular customer of mine, you will have spent $100 fairly recently with me, and I'd be happy to send that to you. You can also just place an order with Stampin' Up! Anytime and order a catalog, although most people prefer to get them for free. But, you know, like they say, there's really nothing for free, is there? So you kind of have to do something for something. That's just the way life goes. All right, so we'll get a piece of cantaloupe. We're going to do 2 of these. And when I do it, well, let me just show you how I'm going to do it, because I'm not sure if this piece will be wide enough, but it might be. We'll see. All right, because I want it to open up, but I also want all the stitching. So actually, I'm not going to try to, normally what you would do is you would roll it through and not roll the top. And then you would just turn it over and roll it the other way and not do the top. And then you would make it work. It doesn't really work because this is curved. Plus, I would lose all the stitching on the top doing that. And I played with it. I just did not like doing it that way. And so I decided, you know what, for this project, I am going to be just perfectly happy having my little strip inside here. So I think I can cut 2 of these out on this little tiny piece of real red. We will see. And then I'll have enough on the back side here that I can easily use that as my little flap to secure the top. Oh yeah, easy peasy. It looks like the sun's trying to come out there a little bit. They said the rain was going to stop today. I was actually kind of hoping it would keep raining. It's been so dry that it won't be bad. And yesterday I planted I actually planted like 5 plants yesterday and didn't water. I think I watered 1 or 2 that were dry, but the other ones I knew would survive until rain came. All right, so we're going to save this because I'm going to need it. And then we're going to do 2 here for crisp cantaloupe. Oops, I do want the top. You shifted, didn't you? And you shifted again. Let's move you. There we go. Now, crisp cantaloupe all on its own is a little bit, it kind of needs that contrasting color to really do it justice. So I think if I was going to do this again, this project, I would want to do crisp cantaloupe with, you know, I don't know, something, maybe something in the green family or something in the brown family. I don't know, something. Maybe something in the purple family. Something that's going to make it stand out a bit. It's just going to look a bit pale. That's okay. All right, now let's put that away. And I'll show you what I'm going to do here. So I just want a little bit of a tab right here. Doesn't need to be much. And you can score it or, you know, not. It's not going to really make much difference because when you get this together, you're going to figure out what I'm talking about. So we're going to put 1 here. We're going to put 1 here. I'm going to trim it a little bit if I need to, or clip it and trim it. And then we're going to use that as the folder on here. Okay, so I'm going to just, oops, I don't need the fat side. We're going to go like this. And like this. I don't want my glue oozing out too much all over the place. So, right there. Try to get it into the center. And like right there. Oops, that does need to kind of close nice and even though. So, oops. I am gonna go ahead and fold this like this, so, and put more glue on it. I want the top to be seen. I don't want to have it so that, I don't want this little tab to show at the top. I just want this to show. But if you do it like this, you can kind of get it even. Now, because these are mirrored stamped images, that ruffle isn't going to be exactly the same. Just don't worry. It's going to be on the back side anyway. Okay, so now we've got that like that. And then if we just glue this back one on, it's going to look great. Okay, just like this. Isn't that cute? And then that will flip up. So I'm just going to put some glue on the back of the card, right there. I need to move my tools that got out of place. There we go. And, oops, wow, did not want that. We're going to take some of you off and clean you up, because that was not good. And then make sure that the whole card's covered. It is. And we'll get this clean before it dries. I really don't want a bunch of sticky glue there. Looks pretty good. It's actually kind of dirty here. I'm gonna, oh, that's plastic. That must be my stamp set top. I'm glad I was wiping. I wouldn't probably have lost that. I have lost those before, and then it's like, well, how do I replace that? Because I kind of need it replaced, and yet, how do I replace that? Let's dry that off. Okay, very cute. Very cute. And then we'll finish this one off kind of the same way. We don't need it to be that wide though. It just needs to be a little bit wide. This time I am gonna fold it. I could score it and then it makes it easier to fold, but I'm in a rush, so we're just gonna fold it. All right, and then we will put glue on one side, glue that on there. And get the other one glued as well. Right, like that. And then once that's secure, and you know it's not going to just fall off instantly, you can pull that apart a bit. And figure out which side you want on the front, because sometimes some sides look better than others. In this case, it all looks pretty good to me, so we're gonna just stick it in there. Okay, and then that lifts up, card opens, closes. And you know, if you want this to stay down better, you can put just a tiny bit of glue that is going to dry and still stay sticky. Does work, but you know, it's not really necessary. But the tie that you're going to do, if you wanted to do a real tie, would keep it closed, but then people who are opening the card would have to redo it, you know. I mean, they'd have to untie it and retie it. That's fine if you're sending this to a woman, but most guys are not going to want to mess with that. I mean, sadly, that's just the reality. Now, this little poinsettia set does have a nice little border on here that's going to look really cute on this tag. Okay, so I think I'll go ahead and stamp that. It's sweet. And then I'll color it later when I'm not having to show you, because you know you're going to get tired of watching things that you're not doing. You're going to be doing your own Christmas stamp set with this set, and you might not be using this one. All right, and anyway, you get the idea. Oh, I ruined my pocket with my finger. This is what happens. All right, so on the inside, though, I want to have, may you feel the glow of God's peace. I definitely want that one going in there. Still plenty of room for your name. This part, I guess you could put it here, but not. It doesn't really completely fit, so it's going to have to go here. And I think I want to do it in real red. And I think this one, I might still want to stamp something on there. So I don't think I'm going to do the completion on this one. I'm going to work on this one on my own still. But that will shut nicely. The tie is, remember, a die cut. It's paper. It's going to glue. I'm going to do it on this one so you get an idea of what's what. Okay, so let me get out my sentiment for this card. Because this one, if you're sending love and light your way. Oh, that's going to be good on the inside of that. I am going to use that. That'll be so cute. But I'll have to do a 2-step version on that one. And I'll put that one on too. So cute. Oh, I love this set because there's also the Love Makes All Things Beautiful. I love this set. It's one of my favorites. Happy birthday, Pocket Dots. All right, now I don't know where. Oh, here you are. Very good. Now let's have a look. No, my plastic is on here, so this is plastic that must be for Pocket Thoughts, I bet. No, it's probably something else. I'm going to hang on to it. I will find it out. I have no clue. So funny. All right, so now for this one, we are going to want probably Calypso Coral for our bow. Because I want the double. Okay, so we're going to grab a piece of Calypso Coral. Find you. Over. Oh good, I have a scrap of Calypso Coral. That will work out really nicely. So we'll do the tie with that and the bow. Okay. The tag. I want to use this one for the tag, but this one for the tag would be really nice if you made this a joyfold card. Okay, so if I was going to take this pocket this way, this will make it much easier to do. So we could do a joyfold underneath. This would fold down, my joyfold would come out, and this would be on top like this. Don't you think that'd be cute? And then this will open up, and this will open up, and this will open up, and then the joyfold will be here still. Okay, that sounds really fun. Easy to do. I don't want to use a ruined pocket for that concept because I really think that's a great idea. And I might do that. There's so many great tags. This is a really good tag too. It's just that I don't really know that I want it in the center here, but maybe I do. That looks pretty good. You could put it down here. Pretty good. Pretty good. There's a little tag that you can use on your ribbon. So I think we're going to just stick with this for simplicity's sake. But let me show you how wonderful this cuts out. Look at that. but the ribbing on the sides and the dots, it's so pretty. And then this is how that other one comes out, little stitching, little scalloped. I love that, so pretty. I have these ready to go, but we'll just stick with our blue, our tag, I think, from this one. It's simpler, it's nice, but I do think the Joyfold would be really cool with that. The only thing I need to cut out is this Calypso Coral. Okay, so let me grab my my cutting machine and we'll get that done. We're almost finished. This has been kind of long today. I am so glad that Jeff is busy in Clever. He is substitute teaching today in Clever, Missouri. He loves going down there. It's such a good school. You guys are really blessed here in Missouri to have good schools. Some of them are not as good as others. He does not actually substitute a lot in some places. No, but there's so many great schools to go to here that it is not hard to find the best ones. Just really sweet. So look at you. Look at how you just came right out there. And the bow too just fell right out. And push that out and we are all done with that. I don't want to lose you, so let's tuck you back into the box before you have a chance to get lost. I thought I lost a die cut the other night and I told Jeff, all right, this is what it's supposed to look like, and I've lost it. I don't know how I could have, but I must have. And he said, okay, I'll keep an eye out for it. It's probably, I thought I saw one on the floor, you know, not too awfully long ago. And like, we have searched on the floor for so many dies. He is such a great guy. He has actually gone into the trash can for me when I've told him, don't worry about it. It's not one that I actually have to have. I'll live. And the reality is I might even have something similar, you know. Like, I'm not going to make you search through the trash for these things, but he did, and he found it, I might add. That was when we were still in Richland. I was so grateful. Like, thank you, because I wasn't going to search in the trash for it. I really appreciate you for doing that. Okay, so this is going to be here, and I am going to just go ahead. With a hole and everything, you kind of want to put, a tie of some kind on it, right? You gotta have a tie. I'm gonna stick that there, but I love that you can just put this little bow on there. It's gonna be flat, go in a card, no issues at the post office. So I kind of hate to put anything on here, but I think we're gonna have to, because I kind of want this to be on here. You could do something else with it, I suppose. I don't know. I'll have to think about this. I might be able to slide it in under here. All right, but first of all, I really need to stamp something on it. So we've got, I can't do homemade for you because I don't do anything like that. Unless if they know me, they'll know it's a joke. You're the sweetest is pretty good. Let's see if that will fit on this little tag. It should. And that will work for my little cupcakes. And what I do, I think you're gonna just barely fit, is I find a nice little bakery or something like that. I think we'll go with, we need something sharp. So we're gonna go with Calypso Coral on this tag. And where are you? Are you, Calypso Coral, are you in pinks or are you in oranges? I am not sure. It's been so long since I've used you. Where are you? Calypso Coral. Yay. It was in with the oranges. Ooh, you're juicy too. Nice. Okay, right there. I'm gonna rub that, make sure that got on there good. Very cute. I know I've got like Flirty Flamingo twine. What kind of twine do I have that'll work with this? Now, this is not quite stuck down yet, so I can stick it on there and it's gonna stay. Isn't that cute? Cute, cute. And then that still flips up. You just don't want to glue that lid down, and that's why I don't really want to tie. All right, very cute. I'm liking it, but I do think the Joyfold would have worked really good. This is actually not a bad card, even without your gift card. Maybe I'll just leave it out. Oh, so cute. And then you've got your little Christmas one, but I still have to decorate that side. I'll take this pocket out just for now so you can see its completed version. Oh, I'll need a tag on that, won't I? And I need this. So we'll have to do some kind of the Peaceful Pine. We'll use that for this tie. I love this tie. There isn't anything better than that little tie. And so I'll do that. I'll do the other stuff. We'll get it all done. I'm going to do that off camera. Thank you so much for watching with me and enjoying this set. And glad that you have it. If you don't, though, remember you gotta join Stampin' Up! In order to get these things ahead of time. Why are you not? There you go. Anyway, but it is coming in May, I think. Or is this? I bet this is one of the online things because I think I've had this for a while. If it is, then it's in there. So just go in and type in Filled with Sweetness, and if it comes up, that means it was an online exclusive, but it's available. Buy the bundle. You definitely want to buy the bundle. All right, I will see you next week. God bless you on your day, and you have great connections with family and friends. Remember to tell them how good God is. He is. He's so good to you. And that means we are going to be good to you too, whoever you are, because that's just how he lives, and we do it too. We're copying him. All right, we'll see you next week or the week after. Bye.